I thank thee for accompanying me. 'Tis a simple plan, in truth. We shall not be long away from the Beastway's best way? The best way's burrow. Difficult decisions must need be made in the coming days, but I nevertheless believe we are the ones in mind in our desire to save the people of Atheris. To make clear our resolve to the Loporites, I would offer them a gift, but it is making doth require a most singular ingredient. This looks like a good place to find some ingredients. I do like the deep V. There, 'tis done. Your own personal army? Pretty much. I have a handheld ballistic missile here. A magic ink. Every ounce is efficacious as I crafted by the new Mo. Rare as the occasion I would conjure mine own, but nevertheless a most useful skill. The resulting product is, admittedly, possessed of no preternatural properties, but its hue is one of mine own choosing, which I pray the Loporites will appreciate. Who do we think this is? I'm gonna say Thancred. Talael, Urianger, oh thank goodness. Thought you had been eaten or had perhaps fallen into a crater. Oh no, it's the bunnies.
Stola's been looking all over for you, Talael. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent, dire even. She was also quite clear that she wished to speak with Talael alone, which means, I'm afraid, you must stay behind, Urianger. But worry not. It just so happens we need your help with an errand. Delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Bestway's Burrow. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy for we poor Lorpits. And we would be ever so grateful if you lend us a hand.
Wow, that's the most full of shit thing ever. That's convenient. Suspiciously convenient.
Are you insinuating I would betray the trust of Hydeland's Chosen? Or worse, do anything risking your
Shola's bad side? You know what? Fair. Betray Hydeland's Chosen? Fair enough. Get on Y'shtola's bad side? Never. Would never do that. That sounds terrifying.
She's clearly not one to be crossed, nor made to wait. Now off with you.
Worry not, Talael. I shan't be long. Sussing way. Amogus way? Oh no. Is it wild to anyone else that not only has Among Us, like, existed for so long in the cultural zeitgeist, but it's still funny? It's still funny. If I see a picture of someone just posting a random thing, no caption, like nothing on it, it just looks like an Amogus, still makes me funny. Still makes me funny. Still makes me laugh. Oh, I skipped that. Stola, I apologize. Oh, Talael, we thought you would be away for far longer. A dire emergency? I said no such thing. But as you're here, I could use your assistance with a small matter. Running Way, a companion of Growing Ways, apparently has much to tell us of the final days. The problem, however, is that he is determined to live up to his name and refusing to stay still long enough for us to hold a conversation. Is there anything where he's likely to stop and rest, or perhaps there's a way to slow him down? Well, what's the rush? I was thinking we should wait here and maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice and... No? Well, it's really that important. You can try using these balls? Or mouse flesh? Moose flesh? What? Not to be confused with the other thing. Ahem. Running Way's other noble feature is his incessant chatter, so you have no trouble finding him in a crowd. When you do, try lobbing your balls at him. Okay. Crude, but it proves effective. He was here in the greatest Erdsville when I last saw him. Let's split up and find him. There we go! Ow, that's smarts! It's really a joke, it isn't funny. Yes, I'm running away. Do you mind explaining why you hit me in the face with your balls? Or mouse flesh? I'm highly knowledgeable of the final days. Ha, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of since I woke up. Who told you that joke? As you can tell, I'm trying to go really fast with them. As we got to look at the final days, there's so much to do before a great voyage. It's true that Highland did impart some knowledge of the events, but I know about as much as they know the rope around here. That's probably.
I don't know why anyone would think it funny to go around telling people I'm an expert, but they better hope I don't get my paws on them. Sorry to be more of help, but there's nothing else to do. I have work to do. And I'm off.
So not aiming way today? There's a reason I don't play first-person shooters. Couldn't find hide nor hair of him. How did you fare? So, he knows no more than the others. Care to explain yourself, Growing Way?
Well, you see, I misremembered.
It's like that meme with the girl that's like, the anime girl that's like,
Yes, that's it. I misremembered. Terribly sorry about that. Afraid I'm drawing a blank, though. Try as I might, I can't remember who I was thinking of.
But if you've noticed, there's no fucking way. Okay. On an unrelated note, what of Orion J? I assume you spoke with him earlier, but did he tell you when he'll be returning? On his way to Watcher's Palace in the living way. Between Growing Way's sudden lapse of memory and other lack of leads, maybe about time we'd better spend lending Orion J a hand.
What? Now hold a moment. It's all coming back to me. Yes, I remember. The information you're looking for is in the archives. Yes, that's where you'll find all sorts of useful knowledge, including the pertaining to the final days. Oh, what to do? I'm late for a very important date. I promised Living Way I would help, but... No, I promised I'd help, so that's what I'll do. The archives are on the second floor of the main plaza to the eastern wing. Follow me.
I suspect the low price are up to something, but there's ought to be learned in the final days. I think it best we play along, for now at least. Council.
The archives are right through this door, but it seems to be locked.
I guess we'll have to go and find whoever has the key. Grubbing Way, enough. You did not also tell us about the final days, and you only say so. You can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourself not tell us we must act quickly?
Yes, we did, but... The moon must be a perfect paradise for the people of the Theris, and we're running out of time to make everything ready for your arrival. We hope you see wonders we have to offer, but you found nothing but faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw our potential, so the others must be kept here.
Ah, so Living Way's game. Run us around in circles, failing that, lock us away so we can't put the plan at risk. Everyone except Orion J.
He understands what's at stake. What must be done?
I think you've misjudged us, Growing Way. Never have we decided the notion of using the moon as a means of escape. That said, my heart breaks at the thought of abandoning a Theris and her reflections to their doom. Is there a way to avert the final days? I wish to find it. We all do. We may fail, but our efforts would never be at the expense of your plans.
But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people of Theris will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe, and we'll finally get to see their happy, smiling faces. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't. Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. I'll be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
Surrender! Seize him! He won't escape! Fine. Oh, that hurt! We need reinforcements!
Oh no. You read me? Read like a word with you? I don't know what you're talking about. Red Mage is best class, hands down. Was I supposed to jump up? Chat, I jumped off because I turned my brain off and went, heck yeah, let's jump. I need to be up, not down.
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Your death. Sadu, Noir.
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here.
This is intimidating, chat.
The time come for you to return to Etheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
Did you say oh bugger? Or oh bother? I want to believe it's bugger.
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure.
I love swear words, because when you actually swear, you don't mean what the words mean. It's just like a little soupçon, a little dusting of adding some flavor to a sentence. But when you actually think about it, they just said, "Oh, butt fuck," out loud. That's literally what they just said. Oh, baka.
It is clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
You're so cute. You can't be mad at them.
Names are an expression of the self. A declaration of one's hopes and aspirations.
Ah, I love them.
Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Etheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! Yes! A most mellifluous phrasing! We Loporrits were born of Heideland's love for Etheris.
I love how you and Oriagic flirting with them. Oh no.
That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed.
So were you surprised at the first trial of Endwalker? Surprise is an understatement, TSL. It was wild. I was not prepared for it. I did not think Zodiark would be the first trial. Let me just put it that way.
All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly. To serve and serve well. That goes for all of us. Don't you see? So help us. Help us help them. Lead them here where we can keep them safe. If there's anything wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Etheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
Is that three-way?
My name is Puddingway.
but they don't have pudding.
Puddingway? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure. But one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words.
Man, Urianger's struggling. He's struggling here. This is like when you're running out of, you have to meet a certain number of pages in an essay and you run out of shit to say, so you're like,
A judicious application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And living way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, a dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live? After much contemplation, she proffered this answer. The anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson.
That hit a little close to home for me. That hit a little close to me. The anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. You know how certain things can help you through dark times? That is what I used to tell myself, is that I needed to see the next story. So, that line means a lot to me.
The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend.
Oh, goodness.
I want to understand, but...
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee. Ink as blue as the waters of Aetheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Living Way's compendium.
This is so good, chat.
An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations.
God, I
More
love this.
importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order.
Lysander, I like this. I love that while it took time, Urianger has had his redemption, so to speak. He is an unambiguously good and kind man at his heart, and it's really sweet. I agree. Urianger went from one of my least favorite characters in the game to now... This is incredible. I mean, over time. He started off as... He was nothing in A Realm Reborn. And then over time, he's grown to like, oh, I like this character. Oh, he's a cool character. I really enjoy his scenes. To now, it's like... He's on par with the rest of the Scions. This is fantastic.
Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's. of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Hell yeah, Urianger.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind, if being the operative term.
Flower! Is fiery orange for determination? Jesus fucking Christ, that scared the shit out of me! That scared me so bad, chat! Ah! Oh my god! How very like her. Guided by its light, you may come to know her true intentions. Intentions which remain a mystery, even to us. In our time, we called it Elpis. Please tell me it's not pronounced Elpis. Elpis. You would do well to remember that name.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
It is. I got it right. Emphasis in the piss part. Peace.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
We did beat them up a bit.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Atheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
Agreed. The Charlayan Forum, yes?
What? How did you know?
So squeaky.
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The Forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement.
Dude, I really hope we go back and we're like, yo, all they got's carrots. Their beds are too big. What the fuck y'all been doing? With the Loperates in Urianger's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the face of their earthly collaborators, there is much to discuss with Alfino and the others. Let's return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon be in earnest. We must be prepared. We'll have time to reflect on it later. Right now we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I do think very much to know how everyone's getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the tempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned. We know not when or where the manner the final days will begin to manifest. We must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed. I really do just kind of have a different octave for Y'shtola and Thancred, huh? Agreed. We may wish to stress the importance of discretion, lest the public be sent into panic. Not that anyone is in a position of responsibility should they need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. It's good to see you all again. No less forbear for your lunar adventure, I hope. But we can for now. Believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. Before we do, might you tell us what become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the tempered inside the Tower of Babel. We took many alive, and combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions have made it difficult, but not impossible, to treat them all here, so we petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to proffer assistance, particularly those that were all but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment.
With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavor to see them safely transported and subsequently cured from their tempering. Will all the temper be relocated? Not all, no. We have suffered sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun. Enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Ulysses is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. Not for Alfrino and Alice's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would have been with us today. In light of recent developments, the Alliance leaders come to any decision regarding Gollum. Given the tremendous ramifications of what's happened here, I will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received reports that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as those experienced in Thavnir. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instructions on the magics needed to secure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled that the mother Poxy are forward to so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for her ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Tempered has been complete. Lucia and I will remain along with a small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who call these lands home. I believe this accounts for recent events. So what of the moon and the Telepheroi? Oh, oh! The final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. Nope. There's still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I'll send word forthwith. We'll also release your fellow scions for their present duties, so they may return to Sharlayan. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, you'll be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, who is still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldestian Annex and given into Tataru's care. My two favorite Lalafell ladies! Thank you. Looking forward to seeing them both upon our return. I'll definitely check it out, Dolphin. Let us be on our way then. One last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, he says Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Garlemald. I've a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there's merit in doing so. No, there isn't. Nanamo isn't one. Nanamo is an A-tier character, but Tataru and Kryl are S-tier. That's all I'm saying. If they found him, they would not likely be able to tell the tale. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their deaths. Pray, forget I entertained the notion. On the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion has made an official proclamation. They denounce the Crown Prince and condemn his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with the foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Veta Galvis. Darth Xenos Veta Galvis. Fandaniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. Seems he's not but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you any longer. Pray you safe passage back to Sharlayan. Named Xenos Homeless Galvis. Welcome back, Taleo. We're so terribly worried about you. Though it's plain I've caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Hydaelyn called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint, but desperate. I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came out feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the life stream toward Garlemald. When I regained consciousness, I was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of aether. So exhausted, in fact, I could only laugh. For it was in that moment I understood Raha's weariness from the Tower of Zot. But that I could laugh at a time like this. The we prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world. I'm curious to know what else took place there on the moon.
Provided I don't get distracted? What do you mean, Super? I never get distracted.
Sorry to keep you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Will Oriange be joining us?
Nope, he's on the moon. He's on the moon. The bunnies.
Duty keeps him away. I'm afraid, though, Taleo can explain way better.
You're having me explain? I guess so we can do a fade up to black, but Jesus.
The final days, as befell Amarot. We are to escape via the moon? What are the source in its reflections?
No intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this?
Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amarot, the solution would be to alter the flow of aether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accompanied this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not, can not, be repeated. Which leaves us for the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat which even the Amarantines cannot even accomplish. Unfortunately, we found no clues in the Mare Lamentorium. There's so much we don't know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what might have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amarant's creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites the question, what havoc is in store for us?
Good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, a lot of it was caused by their ability to create things. I wonder what it will be for us.
If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum then. Having worked with the Loperids and Sacred all this time, there's surely more they can tell us. Forgive the intrusion, but we have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out.
We're going to space! Boo!
Order! Order, I say! I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Charlian, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens, and so we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Thorneofroses and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first...
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By
They can talk now.
unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
What I really hope is that we're like, hey, Fulshinault, why don't you like come with us to the moon so you can see it? We've been there. Like, you can pop up and see how they're doing, and you can see the fucking travesty of what's happening up there.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well.
Boo. Boo. Anyone have any tomatoes to throw at him?
270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself.
Do we get to go there? Ooh, that'd be fun. I want to see
She
Mommy
spoke to
Crystal.
them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a means by which we might be spared. The moon. 'Tis in truth a gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom.
This is so much funnier now that I know what the moon is like. Like, they have this whole, like, almost religious fervor built around it. This just... It's full of bunnies with fake trees and carrots. Oh my god.
Much like Nunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
24
While we cannot
hours.
say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the Great Exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Space. The final frontier. These were the nerds chosen. Why? Fulshinault's Captain Log, Day 1. Why don't my kids like me?
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Nope, don't keep it civil. Kill him. Take your time. Give him the old 1-2. Pop, pop.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
Oh man, his voice would be so amazing for that.
if it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Yes.
We do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Wait a minute. How'd you get to the moon? I haven't been to the moon.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Really? No reaction to the fact that we already knew their plans? Really? Okay.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Charlian, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map.
No, I'm appreciating it. I'm appreciating it. We need all the anger in chat, Ivy.
The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do?
Burn.
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence.
Yay! He said the line! He said the line!
This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done. That we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Oh.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action, and there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen wigs.
Take a shot. They told me to rest.
Shall we then? To the annex. To prepare for tomorrow.
Thanks for watching. It is very difficult for me not to want to punch Foshino in the face. I'll try my best to give the benefit of the doubt, but hot damn, man. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe because it really helps out. And also check out the Patreon link in the description. We have weekly community nights and shouts out at the end of the video. Speaking on, I'd like to thank John Best, Rorolai, Sven Fulger, Rosalia Streaming Network, and Kev was here. And as always, have a lovely day.